You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, we are YBMchat Podcast. Instagram at YBMchat. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at YBMchat. Hey, it's Dashia D.
Hey, it's Cassondra.
Hey, it's Tre'Dub.
It's your girl, LadiiNova.
And we are
YBMchat.
young Black millennials offering you a fresh take you didn't know you needed.
Boy, So, y'all already know everybody has been quarantined and in the house because of COVID-19. And got celebrities going through it or having comments and everything. And I just recently saw that comedian Luenell, if y'all don't remember her, she was the one who was always with Cat Williams with the low cut blonde hair. She made a post about how she kicked her daughter out of the house. And she went back to reiterate as to why it happened. She feels like her daughter is not taking things seriously. She feels like everything is a big joke, and she's like trying her in the house, like just doing ignorant stuff. On top of her husband already being sick with something else and dealing with another health issue, the daughter's doing all of that extra stuff on top of it. So she was like, I don't have time to play with this. And for her, she felt like it was millennials that's not taking it serious and they're playing around and all sort of stuff. So she was like, it's either my health, my husband's health, or you want to play around. So you got to go.
What? I have a question. What was she doing?
I don't think I can't remember if she put it up there, but she just was reiterating like how she wasn't taking this whole thing serious, like at all. Like I guess she might have been playing games, might have been like coughing in the air, making light of the situation or something, because I've seen people doing that. Like you just had one guy who I don't remember where he was. He got locked up because he wanted to go and start licking on stuff in Walmart all over again.
I saw that he got charged with a felony. Oh no, he got charged as a terrorist, I think.
Yeah, I completely forgot about him. But it's just, I understand people are doing things to keep light and not lose their head. I've laughed at a lot of the jokes and everything, but I would never go into Walmart or go around older people where I know their immune system can be completely different than mine and then just start coughing and act like it's not a big deal. Especially when like you exactly, like if that is her dad, or even if that's somebody that she's been raised around for years, you know he has something serious going on with his health outside of COVID-19. Why would you even risk that and play around like it's a joke? It's not funny. And then you're gonna be the main one wanting to post stuff. Oh my God, I missed him. Da, da, da. God forbid if he was to up and just pass away. Now you want people to be on your side. No.
How old is she?
Just stop.
That was my next question.
Well, she said millennials, so I would say somewhere around our age or something.
Can we just pause this for a second? I am so irritated with older generations placing all younger people into the millennial box. If you are not 24 currently, you are not a millennial. I think we are the youngest millennials. Clearly, young Black millennials. We are the youngest. This is where it ends. Anyone younger than us are Generation Z. That's my spiel on that.
Go ahead, Queen Dashia.
I had to put that up because I was like, everybody wants to change the bracket for millennials.
Yes.
It's from 1981 to like 96, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, so they were turning 24 this year. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that's where it ends. Everybody after that, because I have cousins that was born like 98, 99, 2000. Honey, you hit that mark.
You're Generation Z.
Anywhere. We're not out. You just started college. Honey, I'm finished. I'm on another round.
So the oldest millennials are 39 and the youngest are 24.
Hey.
Me.
But literally, like going back to people like kind of like not taking it serious. I just saw a video yesterday of this reality star. He's on Love and Hip Hop Miami, Chaotic. And I think it was a skit because it looked like it was kind of like planned out. But anyway, they was at McDonald's and he goes up to this random chick and like sneezes on her. Like he walks from clear across the McDonald's lobby or whatever to stand next to this girl and like pretending to sneeze on her. She went clean off on him, like cursing him out. She threw a drink at him. Like it was at first it was funny, but then I was like, really? Like literally, like you played way too much. So the girl, like literally, the part I thought was funny was when she made him buy her another meal.
Well, my question is like getting away from Luenell's daughter in what's his name? Chaotic.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like people are not taking safety precautions? Like they're just kind of, I don't know, Cassondra and Trey, do you guys feel like people are not
I can answer this for myself. This sounds so bad, but I know people saying social distancing. Okay, you do that. And I'm not saying I don't take it seriously. I do. And people have been dying. This is a big deal. But for me, I don't want to be in the house for my sanity. It might sound selfish. I am so sorry. But at the same time, it's like, what are you supposed to do in the house for a month, 2 months at a time? I know people say, oh, find stuff to do. They never said you couldn't go outside either. Make sure you're 6 feet apart from people. You know, social distancing. We can be, walking together. Make sure we're 6 feet apart. I'm not staying in this house. I'm sorry, I can't.
And what's your number at now? What's South Carolina?
It don't matter. I mean, I don't even remember. However,
keep going out and see that number rise.
Y'all heard it right here. She just for dead.
No, I didn't. Just because you get the virus doesn't mean that you die. But if y'all continue to mix and mingle, then that's what's going to happen. Which goes back to what Luenell said. Y'all little millennials don't listen.
Well, I can say that I left because I had to go to work. I'm leaving for work. I think I'm really excited. Girl, you ain't got no students.
Right.
No, but I babysit. I did have to work. I promise.
Okay.
But why are you okay, never mind, because you still probably have parents who are in the medical field or something that may have to work. But other people are not. Why the hell aren't you at home with your own kids? That's just me. Me, personally, I've always been different. I don't like being around a crowd of people. When I'm tired of being outside, I'm tired of being outside. You would think, seeing that I had to move back home, that I would die trying to get out of here. No, I come in here, I stay in here, and I am perfectly fine. It does not faze me. But it's the whole thing of, like I said, people not taking it seriously. Like, we said our jokes. My brother, he was in here coughing because he was laughing so hard. Mm-hmm. And my mama, the most conservative one of us all right, now, don't have that darn virus in here. We laughed about it, got over it, wasn't nothing serious, because we knew he was coughing from laughing. But we would not have went out here deliberately and just, like, why? Considering everything that's happening, especially around older people, they hella finicky anyways. Immediate lockup.
Tre'Dub was answering, but it kind of got.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of on the same boat as Cassondra. Like, well, I live alone, or whatever, and I mean, like, I literally this is it. This is just me. So it's kind of like after a while, I can't be in the house, and I mean, like, I low-key, me personally, I kind of took this time to kind of do things that I haven't done before. So I'm not gonna lie, I went to the park. I also went hiking up a mountain.
Yes, good. Something you probably wouldn't have done before.
Exactly. I've never done those things. Well, I've been to the park before, but not like actually hiking a mountain. And I enjoyed that so much. Like, by the time I got up there, I was like, wow, I didn't think that I would have a love for nature. So, in a way, this virus or this epidemic, I'll say, kind of like opened my eyes to something new. So, yeah. But like I said, other than that, I'm home alone. So it's kind of like, I would lose my mind after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough because for me, my job has now switched to all telehealth, which just means that I have to have all counseling sessions via video chat, which has been very difficult to just be stuck doing work. But I am happy that I am still able to work because I know some of us are not. As far as going out, I've still been going to the grocery store, but honestly, I go during the senior time, which I didn't know that was the senior time until I got there.
They let
Because,
you in?
huh?
They let you in?
Yeah, I mean, because it was extremely early in the morning. So Walmart is now closing at 8:30 so that they can have all night to clean. So I try to get there as soon as they open because I know that they just cleaned and it's not going to be crowded with people.
Yeah.
And then of course doing the normal things that you would normally do: wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. Yeah, and we if we do go out of the house, it's usually like Trey said, walking, hiking, doing things like that. Walking the dog.
Yeah.
See, I think that's cool. So the way that y'all are doing it, because like I saw Tre'Dub posted on Instagram him hiking, I just saw him. I didn't see like a crowd of people doing something that you never did. It's to me, it's like y'all are taking the time to learn about yourselves in a way, or just like calm down from your everyday stuff. That's what's the cool part to me for this, because I made a status and it was like you have people that have families. They don't know crap about their kids. They don't know nothing that their kids like, but now they're dying still to get out of the house. And so another person that I listened to, like she's a flight attendant, and she's like, everybody is itching to get outside, but she was like, I don't have that time with my son. It's like I see him come in from school, tells me about his day, talk about homework, and that's it. And then I'm gone. I don't really know too much about him, so I'm taking advantage of the time. Whereas everybody else is just like, girl, I want to go to Miami. Girl, your child got schoolwork that needs to be done. You need to be trying to figure that out. And like, do you know what their favorite color is? Do you know what they're interested in? Do you know if they're depressed? Do you know any of that stuff? You probably don't.
Shout out to the parents who still have to work and then come home and be a teacher.
Ooh, and I know y'all realize that y'all turned dumb.
But
not the schools, it's not the teachers, it's your child.
stop. So parents that used to be like that, swear. But yeah, so next thing we're going to talk about for boy Yee. I'm sure y'all know the most prettiest like teenager out right now, in my opinion. Miss Dashia Harris, T.I.'s daughter. She recently shared with the world that she was suffering through or going through challenges of depression and anxiety growing up. She verbatim, she was saying like she was like kind of going through that when she was since about 11 years old. And with her being in the spotlight, she also outside of being in the spotlight, she was also like bullied in school and things like that. And that's something that has really been a big deal, especially now. Mental health is like really like a big thing that has to be talked about. Like a lot of people are seeing more therapists now. A lot of millennials now are seeing therapists, which is like a really good thing to consider. But yeah, so I really want to shed light on that because, like I said, like that's something that I went through myself. And just to really kind of like talk about it was the best way to kind of like get out of that, negative self-talk that Dashia always says. So yeah.
And for people dealing with depression and now you're stuck in the house, I would think that probably contributes, or it could contribute to your symptoms, whatever those may be. I would suggest looking into things like I think it's called talk therapy and BetterHelp, and seeing what kind of deals they have. So that way you're still able to talk to someone if you need to. I can try to put links to those in the description box if you need it or if you're interested.
Yes. And also a friend of mine introduced this app called Headspace to me. It's an app used for meditation. I've just downloaded it myself, so I really plan on using it during this time of like being quarantined in. This year for me personally, I wanted to really focus on my mental health personally. Last year I went through a lot of anxiety and depression and stuff like that. So I really kind of want to use this year to kind of like, overcome that and find ways to like find more about myself. So, that's a good resource as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm glad y'all are telling me, because I'm sure y'all are tired of being my therapist. I'm not paying. I can't see myself sitting on the couch and talking to a complete stranger, and people feel like it's better because they have an unbiased opinion. Yeah. I just can't see myself getting vulnerable with somebody like that.
I'm sure we'll talk about mental health in another episode, but It just takes time. It takes time to open up to any person, because I don't think you would step out on your porch and yell to the world your deepest, darkest secrets, right? You have to take time to build trust and rapport with someone who is licensed and able to give you proper tools. Your friends can offer certain things, but at some point you don't want to burn your friends out or your loved ones out. And also that's against ethics to counsel someone that you know. So
conflict of interest.
yes.
Yeah, so yeah, this is like a short research, everyone. And definitely, like Jason said, we will be talking about mental health solely in our future episodes. So that's definitely something important that a lot of millennials should definitely take into consideration. So moving on to our topic for today, it's actually gonna be a pretty fun one. So so if you don't know already, at least me personally, I am basically like a human jukebox. I love music to death. Like I was raised in a household where we listened to nothing but like soulful R&B, reggae, anything in between except country. So
just toss that whole genre out, huh?
but yeah, so I mean, like, and a lot of like young Black millennials, I think, have grown up a lot with like, your mom waking y'all up at like 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning to clean the house while we listen to Fantasia.
And yes.
So yeah, that's really what I want to talk about, just to kind of give it fun and kind of get to know everyone and what y'all like music genres like. So my first question for y'all is, who is currently your favorite artist or artists right now? Not like forever, but just right now. What's currently listening to? So Desha.
For me, I listen to a lot of R&B. Like any kind of new R&B artist, I try to give their music a try. But by far, Ari Lennox is my favorite right now. I can take any of her albums and listen to it track by track. I don't have to skip anything, and I love it from start to finish. She's very reminiscent of like Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill. I love the neo soul vibe, so I like her.
Yes, I like her too a lot. Megan.
So I have 4. 2 are R&B, and then 2 is like my righteous side. So agreeing with Dashia D, Ari Lennox. I love her music. I love her vibe outside of music. So her and all her live videos, it just gives me life.
It'd be funny for free.
Like she is hilarious. And then there's this other artist. I probably mentioned her in another episode before, but Shari Joy. She's like one of those. I'd say she's underground because not everybody knows about her, and I'm kind of afraid for her to get in that light. And I've messaged her before, and I told her that because I feel like they're going to take her out of her element of what she used to doing. And then my right side is light skinned Keisha and Meg Thee.
Megan.
Don't judge me, okay? So didn't think I was going to like Savage like that, but I love it. I love Captain Hook. For light skinned Keisha, it's a lot of ratchetness, talk cash shit, but I can back it on up. It's just simple.
Y'all ain't heard my answer yet, but stay tuned. Cassondra.
Y'all gonna say she's so overrated and people don't like her, but I really like Beyonce. I think because like I like what she does. I like her soulful music. I like when she's a diva. I like when she can bring like Black pride. I feel like she can do a whole bunch of different stuff. And then when it's live, it can be because Trey is so shady.
The amount of shit. Megan is looking down at her arm. Trey is sanitizing
like,
his hands.
Very shady. Thank you, Dashia, for listening to me.
I'm sorry, but I could have said my wife all. Like, I mean,
He could have. He asked who's your favorite artist right now.
But I thought he meant like currently. I love Beyonce. Beyonce is my favorite artist.
Anybody
period.
else who I like currently? Like I'll listen to other people, but I feel like if like I like her latest album, I just like her music.
Yeah.
Her latest album, or her and her husband's latest album,
both.
Or the soundtrack of Lion King.
The soundtrack, yeah. But I mean, I meant her last album by herself.
Yeah. Anywho, so mine.
Oop.
The shade.
So I actually have multiple myself. So right now I've been listening to a lot of, well, outside of Ari Lennox, which I love her a lot, but I'm listening a lot to a lot of Janae Aiko. If y'all don't know, she released an album like a couple weeks ago, and I literally went through that whole thing nonstop. Like I always loved her. Like even back when she was like doing those sailing out mixtapes, those EPs and stuff like that. Those, oh yeah, she's always been a favorite of mine. And then Summer Walker, I'm listening to a lot of her now. And then I cannot forget her.
Yeah.
Like she is, yeah, she's definitely like at the top of my list of like people I'm listening to now. And then of course, if y'all don't know, I'm a diehard Navy Rihanna fan. So, and another reason why I want to bring her up because she is, well, not her, but
Rihanna.
Party Next Door just released an album. And then he featured Rihanna on one of his songs. I forgot, it's called Believe It, right? I think it's called Believe It. Yeah. Megan, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
So Tre'Dub isn't feeling it right now. Of course,
Right
I
now?
am. I've listened to the song 6 times yesterday.
Mm.
I don't know anything he said, but I can sit there and listen to her voice all day long. I really don't need anything else. It's so chilled for me.
So, if you are watching this, you will notice that we have a wardrobe change because of the coronavirus. There's been high traffic on Zoom. Therefore, we had some technical difficulties from our previous recording. So, we're going to do this over again. And hopefully, you stick with us for the remainder of this episode.
Thank you guys for sticking around. So to kind of follow up, my next question was, what artist or song did you always listen to growing up? Let's start with Miss Cassondra.
Oh gosh. Okay, so my mom always played Destiny's Child and Yin Yang Twins, and those were my two favorites.
My job, she like 205 listening to Yin Yang Twins.
And so I think that's why, like, I know it's two whole separate types of music anyway, but those are my favorite. And I always like love any of these songs. By the way, I was so sad I couldn't go to their concert because it's coronavirus, man. It wasn't
Yin
their
Yang
concert.
Twins?
Millennials tour, but they were supposed to be there, girl. That was the only reason why I was gonna go. I was so excited.
Hard pass.
Please fix your face. What's her Yin Yang Twin?
I mean,
what are they going to perform? Soul Shaker?
All
Or is that Lil Jon?
Shaker, everything. They don't even have to have
The whisper
nothing
song.
All this stuff, everything. Yep, play that too.
Aren't they 50?
It don't matter. They could be 70. They still got good hits.
Nobody want to shake nothing for them.
I would. If we in the crowd, we in the concert, man.
So y'all, obviously y'all never been to Freaknik, but y'all can only imagine how old them artists are now, and they still trying to bring that back to Atlanta. Well, they brought it back to Atlanta last year, so they're gonna do it. We'll try to do it again this year with everything going on. So, but yeah. So Megan, what was a song or artist that you listened to growing up?
Okay, so if I had to go based on my parents, it's either Donnie McClurkin or Kirk Franklin. But if I go with my sister, it's like TLC Aaliyah. Oh, and Tamia. Gotta go.
My mom used to kill Tamia.
Why do you say like Tamia is great?
She is.
And then Desha, how about you?
So there is a radio station, or there was a radio station called Z93 Jams in Charleston. And during lunchtime, they would have an afternoon, what is it called? Back in the day buffet. And they would play. So they would play like 80s and 90s R&B. And so I would say from the time I was in 4th grade on up is when I just fell in love with old school R&B and soulful music. And I still listen to that now. My mama probably knows more current music than I do. because
What's your
that's.
mama be listening to? Like,
I mean, she
Cardi
listens
B
to the
and
radio.
City Girls and stuff.
Ain't no city girls.
Oh.
She some
Do not.
act up. she listens to the radio. I don't really listen to the radio. So yeah.
Yeah, so for me, we grew up with like the A side and B side cassette music players or video players or whatever. So yeah, specifically for music, I grew up listening to a lot of my mama's favorite artists, which was Mary J.Blige, 112, and Bob Marley. So now I also had to switch up too, because of course I was raised around my cousins and my brother and stuff like that. So there was a lot of Soulja Slim, Pacino, Dino.
Oh Lord!
Like all of from what we thought at the time that they were local rappers, but apparently they're not. Well, I think Molly Moss from Charleston. I don't know. But anyway,
yeah.
But yeah. So definitely was like raised with that balance in a way, which is why I'm ratchet as hell now. So,
but you can still bring it back, you know, so it's good.
Exactly. And then like, oh my God. So when me and Megan went to Augusta, Georgia to go meet my mama, I had her car and we had nothing but her old CD, her CDs in there. Like mind y'all, these had writing and everything on it, so you know it was old.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it used to be like Nick CD. But anyway, so the CD I had played was a Mary J.Blige Share My World album from like 1995. So when I say I literally sang through that whole album nonstop, that 2-hour drive.
No,
Megan to this day still is upset with me.
Oh, man. He stressed me out so bad. I'm like, can we just listen to the wind or something? No,
not the wind.
Wait, so you gotta come from here. I said, where's here? What was the question I asked? I said, straight, what key are you in? I'm in the key of yeah. I said, what?
I think I said F flat.
Oh no. One thing I don't like is when you play older music around older people or your parents, and they're like, what do you know about that? And I'm like, obviously a lot, because I'm singing it word for word, or Trey singing his heart out in the car. But I just feel like good music, good music is timeless. Like it doesn't get old.
Ooh, I like that.
That's true. That's true. And that, like, and I hate it when Nisa say that too, because it was like, well, you play all this music when I was growing up, so obviously I would have picked up on it, you know.
Wasn't nobody playing Wheels on the Bus except for that bar we went to, and they played that.
Where was we at? I know exactly what you're talking about.
Tequila House.
I want to say that was at
Tequila House now. It's Tequila House now, but I thought the dude was gonna remix the song, and nah, he just played straight up Kindergarten Wheels on the Bus.
I'd have been like, no, get him out of here.
Oh, I was in there hype.
I forgot
this is why I refuse to pay $12 to go into a club.
Wheels on a Bus, man.
This was happy hour too. Like this,
it was. I'm about to say it was a bar, so we didn't pay to get in. But he was mixing good at first, and that came on. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for it.
But see, it got y'all attention, you know? Y'all probably was ready.
I was. No beat ever dropped, and I was like, so just the original, huh? We played it twice.
Oh, Danny's. That was the name of the place. Because I had to figure it out. I was like, what was the name of that place?
He played it twice, and I was hyped both times.
Ran all the way out. That's what he did.
Okay.
I think this is semi-off topic, but I had to share this. So I think the most awkward I've ever been at a club is when they started playing gospel music. And I was like,
well, they got twerking pastors now, so.
And, well, clearly. But I was so uncomfortable, and I was like, okay.
Keep the Lord in mind.
Oh, Lord.
Dirty mind.
That is not okay.
Take it from me, give me
you
love.
Need to pick it up for Jesus.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
I'm on the grind.
Because for my sins he died.
We ain't going out with them dishes.
I know. I'll be getting them pearly gates for sure.
And y'all the churchgoers.
I stole my parents.
The closest I'll get to something like that is Erica
My
Campbell's
like,
song, I Love God.
Man, I used to love that song.
It's catchy.
That song's very catchy. I love it.
How that song go? It's
No.
I love that song.
That was your friend, either Miss Solomon or Miss Glover, that told us about that. But I was in the trunk of your car yet again, as I always am, in the back pipe. Love God. Do you love God? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Was everything. I love that song. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him. Man, oh my God. But yeah, so and my last question is, do you guys think that music is therapeutic or a good source for mental health? Let's start with Miss D.
I think that music can be therapeutic depending on what you're listening to. I am not one to listen to music based on how I feel. So if I'm sad, if I'm going through a breakup, then no, I don't want to listen to breakup songs and cry my eyes out. I don't want to do that. I mean, some people do that, but you could also listen to uplifting or empowering music to feel better. So I think it just kind of depends on your mood and what works for you.
Yeah. All right, Megan. LadiiNova.
Yeah, I listen to it for those reasons, but I like to listen to music the opposite of what I'm feeling at the time. So if I'm feeling like sad and heartbroken, I just want to feel like a boss. So I listen to ratchet stuff. And then I just go from there. And I'm just over there thinking I'm a stripper, like just throwing it everywhere.
Well, she ain't lying, y'all. She is not lying. I can play ballad right now.
All right.
It gets bad. It gets really, really bad. But if I'm like chilling, I could be in a good mood and I'm over here singing Toni Braxton, Unbreak My Heart.
Oh my God.
I love that song,
Cassondra, I hate that song.
I love that song.
I like Toni Braxton. I hate that song.
That song. And I sang it just to piss them off.
Anyway, Cassondra.
I mean, like y'all said, I feel like it can be, but I think I'm the opposite. Like, no matter how I'm feeling, I always adopt the feeling of that song. So I can be in the best mood ever, but here come Unbreak My Heart, and now I'm depressed and crying and singing my heart out, versus if like Pharrell Happy song come on, and I'm like, and, I'm picking up that. Or if that one song come on, you ready to fight, you ready to pull up on somebody, or Don't Let It Be. What's the name of that group?
Crime
Mob. Crime Mob. You let Crime Mob come on. It's like, all right, now I'm mad. I'm ready to fight. It ain't nothing to fight about. It ain't nothing wrong, but just kind of.
Yeah, I don't listen to hard rap, but I will say, Megan Thee Stallion, her song. I've added just two of her songs to my workout playlist because it gets the job done.
Which two? Go ahead, tell us.
Cash-ish featuring the baby. And
I can't quit.
For those of you who are listening, I'm giving her a blank stare. and then Savage that just came out.
You should add Freak Nasty onto that playlist.
Freak Nasty? I'm good. Never mind. I keep that information to myself.
The first word on there is I'm running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider.
That song is great. I didn't think I was gonna like it.
If I add Freak Nasty to my playlist, I have definitely grown with my music selections.
I never heard that song either, Dave.
It's a good beat, though. I wouldn't tell you to watch.
Oh, I'm not watching it. I don't even want to see that video. Freak Nasty?
Never mind. Just don't.
Anywho, I mean, it's a great song to me, but the video is kind of like a little extra.
Raunchy?
Anyway.
Probably.
Anywho, but we say all that to say, well, at least to answer the question, me personally, I do think music can be very therapeutic. I mean, speaking for myself personally, I went through a time when I was like really depressed and going through like real bad anxiety, especially last year. And music really helped me like get through all of that I was really going through. So I think that it's definitely can be a good source of mental health and also therapeutic. I mean, for me personally, it doesn't matter like what song I'm listening to, it helps. Like, as y'all know, I can go from being like wholesome to booty shaking in like 2 seconds. So it really doesn't matter. Or I also listen to soft rock music as well. So like Fall Out Boy, stuff like that. I listen to that too. Paramore is probably like, no, I would say Maroon 5 is my favorite Caucasian group.
You know, like
Maroon 5 is kind of pop rock though.
Yeah.
Would you say?
You said Nickelback. I don't know if I like them that. Well, I like one Nickelback song. But if we talk about soft rock, I would say Fall Out Boy, definitely.
Again,
yeah, sing the one song
hard
like,
pass.
You want to be an American idiot? Dun, 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 dun. Is that them?
That I saved that for Guitar Hero. That is what that is for. Guitar Hero. Listen, I collect vinyl records, but the majority, all of the records that I collect are like R&B, soul, things like that. Unfortunately, I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, so most of the record shops have like rock and country. So when I went to like Memphis, he had like a collection in a different place that wasn't even for sale, and I got to go through those boxes, and that was nice. But yeah, I can't do too much of that rock or metal.
I can't do heavy metal.
I was in the car with my roommate and a metal song came on. What you said just now, Cassondra, I felt in my body like I was angry. I don't know why. I was like, I was okay. What just happened? I felt like I wanted to throw something. What you say?
Something got to get smashed right now.
Yes, that's how I felt. I said, "Is this what they play at raves?" Because that's what it felt like. Like
probably.
Like
that's what that felt like.
Music.
You like what? Techno?
They play more like techno music at raves.
Yeah.
I've been to one before, or a couple.
I want to go.
But yeah, to wrap it all up, my little internal wrap up, insider. But anyway, so just to kind of bring it all together, we just say like how Miss Dashia said previously that good music is timeless, and you know this is something fun that we want to talk about. To kind of like see what you guys kind of think is good music, or how are you raised? Like listening to music. What did you listen to certain people, certain groups? Let us know. Let us know in the comment section. So
join us every Monday.
Comment.
Like.
Subscribe.
I guess that's
Peace out. First time we got it, y'all, in a long time.